Yeah, right. It was in 2015 when I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and I thought, well, I'm not going to let it rule me. That's the thing. I read that brisk walking helps to delay the progress of Parkinson's, but I've also got a disease called peripheral neuropathy, which means that my legs are not very good. So brisk walking, or walking of any kind, was out of it. And so I went back to my youth and my memory, and I thought, I'll get a bike, an exercise bike. And so that was it. I started in February 2016, and I thought, where can I go? I'll go back to Australia. What, 13,000 miles? When I was younger, I used to do a lot on the bikes. So I thought, I'll get an exercise bike. And that's when I started in February 2016, set out for Australia where I was born. And now I'm just somewhere in the Indian Ocean, approaching Broome in northwestern Australia, which I reckon I shall reach in about February next year. I do 3.25 miles twice a day on the bike, six days a week. And it helps to keep me fit. It's not going to cure either my peripheral neuropathy or Parkinson's, but it does keep me fit. Yes, I intend to go up possibly to New Zealand and then across to America, and from America home if I live that long. It was 2016, I think, when I was allocated a student on the counselling course that I work on for the Institute of Counselling in Glasgow, and he was from Malawi, and we became friends after that. He did the full diploma, and so he's a teacher. He was a teacher in Malawi, and then he asked if I could get any books for Bibles or clothing, because it was a very poor country, Malawi. So that's how it started. I got some Bibles and sent them out, and we publicised it, and people started to bring things to me to send out, and that's really how it grew. And then later he'd had to leave university because he couldn't get funding anymore, and I got a sponsor for him to be able to complete his bachelor's science. And then from there, really, it grew, mushroomed, I suppose. Now we have a skills centre, a resource centre, latrines, a farm with animals, with goats and hens, and they grow quite a few crops. The harvest just come in for this year, bumper harvest of maize, So yeah, that's how it's grown really. Mushroomed, I suppose, and that's not a pun, but mushroomed, yeah. We look after about 700 children regularly every week, come from miles around to be fed. We have several girls who people sponsor, because in Malawi, if you haven't got the money, you can't have education. So we provide stationery for them, we provide uniforms from this country sent out to Malawi, so they're able to continue their education. Water is a problem, clean water is a problem. There's a borehole, but it's quite a distance away. We're trying to get the money to sink a borehole there. And maize, we grow the maize, but it has to be ground. And we could do with a maize mill, but both those projects cost quite a lot of money. But we're hoping, you see, quite often it's the girls who have to carry the maize to the maize mill and then return it afterwards. So that means that they lose school while they're doing it. So all this is geared really towards improving improving the living conditions and also the welfare of all the people, not just the children, but all the people. We've recently, we've been registered as a charity in Malawi for quite some time. We've recently, this year, joined a larger charitable organisation, which means that we can, if we want to import, for example, a vehicle, we can import it without having to pay tax. So that's one project that I'd like to really think about, is transport. Levison started off with a bicycle. Now he's got a motorbike, which is limited, of course. A vehicle of a much larger vehicle would be such a help, not only in transporting people around, but goods. And you see, if we send out parcels from the UK, they have to be collected, and that means either hiring a van or a lorry, or you can't get them all on a motorbike. And so this is our next real aim, is to get a larger vehicle, or a vehicle, not just a motorbike, but a vehicle of some sorts. Yes, I've always had a goal in life, and my goal, I suppose, is to keep as active as possible. And to do that, I work, well, just about an hour a day, I suppose, depending, as an online tutor for a counselling, for the Institute of Counselling in Glasgow. So I have a number of students that I work with, and I suppose that's my work now. Yeah. My path to counselling was nursing, general nursing, qualified as a registered general nurse, and then went on to do mental nursing in the army, and then from there to social work in the army, and then alongside that I developed my counselling training and ran my own business, counselling practice, and then in 1967 I became the student counsellor lecturer to one of the colleges in London, and I was there until 1991 when I retired from there. And then in 1992 I became a tutor with the Institute of Counselling. Yes, I grew up in the Salvation Army, and so there was a sense of purpose there, and a sense of wanting to help people. And I think it was that really that led me into nursing, and then into social work, and as I say, alongside that, counselling. So yes, I suppose so. Yeah. No, once I get into a routine, a habit, that's it. I've been like that all my life, I think, really, that it's developing the habit which is important. It takes about 6 weeks, 12 weeks to really create a habit, you know that? And so therefore, after that period, it's as routine as eating is. Don't give up. I mean, if you've got a disability, I've got two disabilities, but I won't let it get me down. I mean, I'm so grateful, and I thank the Lord every day for my health and strength. The things I can do, there are many things I can't do, but that doesn't matter. It's the things that I can do that matter. And it's not the age is not the end of the world, right? I'm happy now. I've lived a long life. I've had a good life. I'm happy. I do what I want to do, and it's important to have a vision, something that drives you.